Did you know that 73 organizations from across 5 continents are working together on the scope of a task force on nature-related financial disclosures? This informal working group is made up of 48 financial institutions and private firms, 8 governments and regulating bodies, 17 think tanks and consortia, and this is further supported by a technical expert group and observer group. Momentum for a TNFD has been building up over the last year as financial institutions have become increasingly aware of the risks associated with nature loss and their impact and dependencies on nature.
Lack of data is currently preventing financial institutions from assessing their nature-related risks. That is why Banorte is part of the informal working group. We leverage the expertise of all involved in the process to create a work plan for this task force.
To improve evidence for decision making, TNFD will develop an international reporting standard for nature. Better corporate disclosure is hugely important, which, alongside other nature data, will give financial institutions like us the information we need to assess risks and ultimately shift our financing from nature negative to nature positive.
$44 trillion of economic value generation, more than 50% of global GDP, is moderately or highly dependent on nature. Nature loss is a global economic and financial emergency. Efforts to date to preserve forests, oceans, plants and animals have not succeeded. Our economic and financial activities have already wiped out 83% of wild species, 50% of all plants, and severely altered 75% of ice-free land, as well as 66% of marine environments.
The TNFD shall have the same impact for the environment as TCFD has for the climate sector. Even if the TNFD framework will initially be used on a voluntary basis, governments and regulators have already a significant role to play in ensuring universal uptake of this framework and its dissemination. This is what France is trying to do with its legislation, which provides mandatory provision for financial market participants to disclose biodiversity risks integration in their investment decision.
An increasing number of financial institutions, governments and corporations have taken individual actions on nature. The task team on nature financial disclosure enables the finance and business sector to mount coherent response in managing risks and measuring impacts.
Find out more about the journey at www.tnft.info.